Welcome to the Jersey Oddcast, the Garden State's only mix of chaos, commentary, and community that feels like talking to your favorite diner regulars. This week, Joe, Gabe, and I dive into election results and what they mean for all you oddballs. We talk about the proposed new Wawa for Hammonton, and we'll take a look at Camp Haluwasa's anniversary celebration, ACUA's Recycle Day, and the latest updates from our local sponsors. Plus, we're stirring up Thanksgiving food memories, talking diners and gravy, sharing a career fair for young adults, and wrapping it all up with the community calendar, the Oddcast Oddfact, and the Oddcast Forecast. So grab your coffee, maybe a pork roll sandwich, and settle in, because it's another week of South Jersey stories you won't hear anywhere else. Welcome again to the Jersey Oddcast with Joseph F. Berenato, Gabriel J. Donio, and me, Gina Rullo. Gentlemen, it's been quite a week.
It has.
It has
That is
been,
for certain.
for sure.
Why don't we start right away with the election results? What happened and how we think it's going to turn out for New Jersey with all these differences, changes?
For those of you not in the know, in Hammonton, Republican Stephen Fergione was elected mayor over Hammonton First candidate Tom Gribben with, according to Atlantic County's website, 3,201 votes over Gribben's 2,440 votes. Republicans also won the 3 council seats. J.D. Calderon was the top vote getter with 3,226 votes, and Ray Scipione and incumbent Anthony Marino tied with 3,094 votes apiece. Hammonton First incumbent Jonathan Oliva garnered 2,574 votes. John Caruso got 2,262, and Kelly Donio had 2,223. In Egg Harbor, also according to Atlantic County's website, it was a Democrat sweep, with Scott Senn, Nanette Galloway, and Tanner Ortiz being the top vote getters with 764, 793, and 722 respectively, beating Republican candidate Stephen Dash with 575, Ingrid Nieves Clark with 571, and Joseph Farnan with 549. Now, according to Ballotpedia, in the race for the 8th District Assembly, which includes Hammonton and Egg Harbor City, Democrat incumbent Andrea Katz and newcomer Anthony Angelozzi from Hammonton were the top vote getters, beating Republican incumbent Michael Teresi Jr. and former Assemblyman Brandon Umba. In Vineland, voters in the 1st Legislative District re-elected incumbent Assemblyman Antoine L. McClellan and Eric K. Simonson, both Republicans, over Democratic challengers Carolyn Rush and Carol Sabo. Voters in the 4th District, which includes Winslow Township, Buena, and Buena Vista, Democrat incumbents Dan Hutchinson and Cody Miller were the top vote getters over Republican challengers Amanda Esposito and Jerry McManus. In the gubernatorial race, according to CNN, Democrat Mikey Sherrill was elected with 1,840,416 votes, beating Republican rival Jack Chitterelli, who garnered 1,394,910 votes. Also of note, a capital improvement bond in Winslow Township, put forth by Winslow Township Fire District Number 1 for improvements to facilities and apparatuses for a not-to-exceed amount of $6 million, was approved.
So we're going to have our first female governor in New Jersey since Christy Todd Whitman?
Yes,
Is that
and
right?
I believe the first female Democrat governor in the state's history.
Yes, that's correct. Yep.
So that's exciting. It's the first time Hammonton will not have a DiDonato in the mayoral seat since John DiDonato was elected in 2005.
Yes, and going back to the governor race real quick, if I'm not mistaken, this is also the first time in 60 or 70 years that a candidate from the same party has been elected after a 2-term governor. Or you think about it, Murphy was governor for 2 terms, and now Sherrill is Democrat. Before that, you had Christy Todd Whitman, and then I think we went to John Corzine, I think.
Yeah.
Or was it
There's,
McGreevy after?
there's,
Yeah,
I
but
think it's McGreevy.
I think
it's
it was Corzine,
There-
then Christie, then Murphy.
okay.
Yeah.
No, McGreevy was in there somewhere before Corzine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the first time that the governor's seat hasn't flipped since the 1960s, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's an interesting consistency for the Democrats, and
Yeah.
so they have that now they'll have it for 12 years. All things being equal.
Mhm.
It's an interesting moment in time because they have that that consistency now. They can say for the first time, like you said, since the 1960s.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. The state stayed blue, which is what we expect, but they picked up some legislature seats, so it's really going to be on the one party.
Yeah. Yeah.
At the state
So
level.
on the
Yeah.
state level, yeah. On the local level in Hammonton, we've had, Hammonton First was a nonpartisan political organization, or is, and they've been in power since 2005 when they got elected, 2006 when they took office. It's going to be interesting to see when the Republicans are in control of everything. Plus, Councilman Forgione, now going to be Mayor Forgione, he still has a year left on his seat. Who
Yes,
are
he
they going to
does.
appoint?
That's
Are
that,
they?
that's a
Yeah.
good question. That's a very
Yeah.
good question.
I want to point up one thing. This will be the first time since 2005 that there hasn't been a Hamilton First majority on the town council. And in addition to that, I believe it'll be, as we were just saying, the first time without a Hamilton First member since 2005,
Yeah.
beginning in January. So that clearly voters wanted a change. And I think if we're looking at this, it depends on what they're going to do in terms of the empty seat of the remainder of Forgioni's term.
Not to
So
get too far in the weeds here, but if I'm not mistaken, the last time he ran, Councilman Sam Rodeo ran on the Hamilton First ticket, correct?
yes, but
Okay.
he
It's been
supported
And
shown,
he endorsed the Republican candidates this year's.
yes. So I don't know
and
what.
Forgione ran as a Hamilton First last time.
Yes,
So
he
it
did.
gets a little confusing, but I would say that you can definitely say without a doubt that it'll be the first time without a Hamilton First majority since 2005, and since that election in 2005. And in other words, since 2006, we should say, January of 2006. So when you look at it, clearly voters wanted a change, and you saw that in the results. And so now the governance beginning in January is going to be solidly Republican on that council. I don't know where Sam Rodeo will fall in beginning in January, and we don't know who will be appointed to the unfinished term of Forgione.
You
That's a big question.
Will
Yeah,
Mike Teresi look to make a comeback to council now that he won't be serving in the assembly?
that's I don't know. It's up
Will
for
they
debate.
will
Yeah.
they appoint a female, which we've rarely seen in Hammonton, having two women on council at the same time?
Oh, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
that would be interesting if they
There's
had a female candidate. You saw now for governor, we were just talking about our first female Democratic governor, and it would be interesting to see if there was a woman who was appointed to that seat.
Yep.
I think Barbara Berenato, when she was mayor, I believe Jeannie Sparacino Lewis was on council.
I believe you're correct.
And I don't remember if Tracy Petrangelo and Jeannie Lewis were on council at the same time together. I'm
I don't
trying to
think
go,
Mm,
so.
you know what I mean? I'm not sure if they overlap, but those are the only two that come to mind. Now, if we go over to the school board in Hammonton, what's interesting is Ray Scipione is moving over to council, so he's going to have an unexpired term seat, 1 or 2 years, whatever it is. And who are they going to appoint?
right, because and thank you for bringing that up because in the school board, the top there were four candidates for
Candidate.
three seats, and incumbent Barbara Bernato was reelected, and so was incumbent John Lyons, and Steve DiStefano was, I believe, the top vote getter.
I believe so. He's going to be the newbie. Welcome aboard. Historically, there's several examples we could point to, including Ray Scipione, who I believe did not win the election but was appointed to the unexpired term of someone else. And they've done that a couple of times. So will they appoint Tom Kelly, who's a qualified candidate, who came in fourth this year, and move him into the school board for Ray's unexpired term? I would love to see that happen. I think that's a nice continuity.
I agree,
Yeah,
especially if that's how Ray got the seat. Then it would logically follow that okay, this is what we do.
And I think John Lyons was appointed. I don't know if he ran and lost, but I believe he was appointed the first time in. Gabe, going back 100
it
years.
sounds right. It sounds right. Look, precedent isn't always the prologue to what
Yes.
happens at any of these levels. So I would
Yeah.
say none of us are what I'd call municipal constitutional scholars, as it were. So I think it does create some interesting questions for the governing bodies, because not only who do they appoint, but how do they appoint them? So I think we're going to take a close look at that as we go toward these organization meetings, because I guess you guys agree there'll be a lot of speculation, and there'll be
Oh yeah.
a lot of discussion about these two unexpired terms at the council and the school board.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot to keep your eye on, and I'm excited for it. And if you want to move to Hammonton or anywhere in South Jersey, you need to call realtor Phil Carr.
Yes, if you're looking to buy or sell your home or commercial property in South Jersey, call Phil Carr, owner of Crowley and Carr Real Estate. Crowley and Carr is the best place in town to find the best place in town. Call them at 609 561 0505 or go to Facebook or Instagram.
Thanks, Gabe. So we discussed on here a couple months ago that there's a plan for a new Wawa at South Chew Road and Route 54, where there is currently a gas station. The proposed Wawa was supposed to come to the 11/5 land use board meeting. And that has been pushed back now to December 3rd, according to a post on social media. And that's going to really change that intersection. I saw the plans online. They were from someone decided to post them up there. They had all the markings where everything was going to be. And that's going to be a sizable change on a very chaotic intersection already. You have a state highway there, and it's a county road, I believe, South Chew. So,
Yep.
what is that going to do to the traffic? Will we finally get a light there? What do you guys think?
I had the opportunity to review the plans in person at the Environmental Commission when we made our recommendations for their plans and so forth. And even though, if I'm not mistaken, traffic is no reason to deny an application in front of a planning or zoning board, it is certainly a concern. You've got a remarkable amount of, how do I put this politely?
Bad drivers?
I was going to say, of all the places in town, that is one of the places where, like, people, they just don't know how to drive. Bad drivers, yes. You have a remarkable amount of serious accidents, fatalities there historically. And now you're not just going to be maintaining or increasing whatever gas station traffic you had there in the first place. You're going to be having a Wawa there. And this is not, if I'm not mistaken, the applicant had appeared before the Planning and Zoning Board previously, and they decided to have a part two because I know that several residents at the previous planning board meeting last month or the month prior, whenever they were there, that was the majority of their concern. What is it going to do about traffic? That and the light pollution from the property and so forth. I get they want more space. I get that they want the ability to have gas pumps, which they don't currently have at their 12th Street location. But I don't think that this is an ideal location for it. I really don't.
It's an ideal location to make a ton of money. It's an ideal location for that. Ingress egress is the issue, I think, with that. But you can't deny the traffic counts, and you can't deny the amount of traffic that goes through that intersection. But the
No.
NJDOT can't operate in a vacuum. If you're going to add that kind of intense use at that corner, you need to put a light up. I
Yeah.
don't know how you can say, oh,
Agreed.
gee, it's the same as it was when it was Alan Rich's gas station. It's not the same use. It's a convenience store. It's a large convenience store with gas pumps that's going to draw a lot more people coming in and out of that property and in and
Not
out of that
not
intersection.
not only gas pumps, if I remember the plans correctly, it's also going to have a drive-through window.
Okay. So there
Do
you go. So
Wawas have a drive through?
They have been starting them in
yeah, so
various
this is a new
locations.
so this
Yes.
is a
Oh,
new
call me intrigued. And that
yeah.
could,
So here's the thing.
So there's even more traffic generation.
It adds to the point I'm making, which is to say, okay, I don't know if it's. I don't know that I agree that it's not the right location. I think it's the right location if you do the proper infrastructure. Then the
Yeah.
proper infrastructure includes a light at what is already a dangerous intersection where we've seen countless accidents, let's face it, and nobody knows when to stop and when to go. And 54 traffic is intense at certain points of the
Ugh.
day, and it's only going to get more intense. So I think a light will alleviate a full stoplight would alleviate that quite a bit, but it's certainly not going to alleviate the traffic that you're going to pump into that intersection that
No,
wasn't
Lord,
there
no.
before based on
Yeah,
the new use.
it's going to be interesting. Again, that is December 3rd. That is the Hammonton Land Use. Hammonton Planning Board is the actual name of the board. That is that meeting. It's usually around 7 o'clock ish. Tune in, check it out, stop over to town hall, and get the information from yourself and see how the board members vote. It's going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
So we will be keeping an eye on that. Gabe, St. Joseph Academy is holding another Discovery Night, but in a different location this time.
Yes, the Discovery Night is going to be held at the Wildcat Sports Center, which is at 1524 Grand Ave in Egg Harbor City, New Jersey. It's held off the campus, which is located at obviously Central Avenue and Schoolhouse Lane here in downtown Hammonton. This is for prospective students in grades 6, 7, and 8, which Discovery Night Session 2 will be held Monday, excuse me, November 17th. This session will focus on athletics and extracurricular activities, giving families the chance to meet the coaches, learn about team opportunities, and explore the clubs and programs that help students get involved beyond the classroom. Come experience what makes St. Joseph Academy the premier life skills institution in South Jersey, rooted in faith, family, and future. You can register at stjosephacademy.com/admissions.
Yeah, this event is really interesting on November 17th. And again, it begins at 6:30 p.m. It's at a different location. It's open to those 6th, 7th, and 8th grade students. And it's going to be a little different than the one they're having on December 11th because that one is going to be all about their middle school open house. And they're going to be talking about their brand new 7th grade program and will highlight the 8th grade program.
I do think it's.
Again,
Well, go ahead.
no, I was just going to say, again, this is just showing they're moving forward and it's exciting to watch.
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
makes sense to me that they'd have that here because this is a new facility to them. And if
Yeah.
I were them, I would want to show it off and be like, hey, kids, look what we've got here.
Yeah, and again, it's all about feeding into the middle school program and the high school program and really rebuilding backwards
Yeah.
toward elementary school. Right now, it's originally it was just 9 through 12, then 8th, now 7, 8. They're doing it
Yeah.
and they're moving forward with it. So I think they have a right, like you said, to show off their new facility.
Yeah.
And it's exciting stuff for St. Joe Academy.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that night and to see who's going to be going there. I was talking to somebody today. They were getting ready to build a fence. And if they had asked me, I would have told them there's only one company to call.
Yes, and that would be Masterwire Fence because for more than 40 years, Masterwire Manufacturing Fence Company has been providing the South Jersey and tri state area with residential and commercial fence supplies and services. Whether you're looking for quality products that do it yourself or are in need of a trustworthy fencing company to install your fence, they've got you covered. Masterwire Manufacturing Fence Company provides the highest quality products and customer service to each and every person who walks through their doors or gives them a call. Contact Masterwire today at 609 567 1616 or visit their website at masterwirefence.net.
Thanks, Joe. Whether it's your home or your vehicle, please make sure it's insured because you never know when something unexpected is going to happen. And in some cases, it's the law.
Indeed, it is. So you should see Diversified Insurance for all your commercial and personal insurance needs. They are a value added firm. They provide unsurpassed service, consult with you to determine your needs, and offer you a choice of insurance plans and programs. They are a value hunter who can find you the best combination of coverage, service, and price. Contact them today at 609 567 7771 or visit their website at diversifiedinsuranceofnj.com.
I saw, Gabe, that one of our local camps is celebrating a milestone anniversary.
That's right, Gina. We're looking at Camp Haluwasa, and it's uh, coming out anniversary 70 years from
That's
1955
amazing.
to 2025. So they're having a 70th anniversary fall banquet featuring a special mini concert by David Harris. And the traditional turkey dinner with all the fixins that's going to be coming up on on November 15th. So they'll have ministry update, and they'd like everyone to bring their favorite Halawasa memory or story to share as they fellowship around the tables. The event will be held at Halawasa's dining hall at 6 p.m. Cost is $25 per person, and a free will offering will be taken. Reservations with advance payment are required, and space is limited, so please call soon. Call Lori at 609 561 3081. They look forward to seeing everybody, and that is going to be coming up. You can also look at halawasa.org to learn more. And it looks like just a great celebration of 70 years of Camp Halawasa.
That's extraordinary. 70 years. Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's that camp. It's right off of Route 30 in Winslow, right near the. Is that the Ancora Bridge where you make that left?
Yeah, it's right there.
Yes.
And
Yep.
and they're branding themselves now as a camp and retreat center. So
Yes.
but it's certainly we know it as Camp Halawasa for all these years.
Yeah. So congratulations to them, and we hope you have a wonderful evening.
Absolutely.
Joe, a lot of people like to decorate with a lot of pumpkins this time of year. They go, they have like big displays of them. They do pumpkin towers. What are people supposed to do with all those pumpkins when they have them?
Atlantic County Utilities Authority has you covered. On Saturday, November 15th, the ACUA will be hosting America Recycles Open House Day from 1 to 3:30 at the ACUA Environmental Park, 6700 Delilah Road in EHT, with a rain date of the next day. This free outdoor event offers touch a truck, recycling games, recycled crafts, composting lessons, self-guided tours of facilities, and, to answer your question, pumpkin recycling. The ACUA asks for uncarved pumpkins only, with no glitter, no paint, no markers, because these pumpkins will be donated to local farms and animal sanctuaries, which will not only keep them out of the landfill, but they will feed our furry and feathered friends. So if you've got pumpkins that you haven't drawn on, painted on, carved, the ACUA will be happy to take them.
I think
That's a,
that's a great way to recycle and reuse your pumpkins, like the way people do with Christmas trees now.
Yes,
yep.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's great for the ACUA to get involved with it because to have a centralized location is great for everyone in the region to know, okay, this is where we're going to bring our Halloween decorations that are our fall decorations that like pumpkins so that animals can benefit from them.
Yeah. No, it's a great idea. Absolutely.
It's different. I like it. I think the ACUA I feel has become a little bit more forward thinking and community minded. You know, I mean, look, they collect recycling and trash. It's not exciting. But now they're having more events. They had that art event. I feel like they're really trying to stand out more in the community. Or if these events are not new, they're showcasing them better online.
That, yeah, we'll go with that too. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's fun to see. If you're going to go to the ACUA on November 15th and you realize that maybe you can't tell the difference between a donkey and a chicken, you might need glasses.
Oh my.
Yeah, it's tough if you can't tell the difference between a donkey and a chicken. You definitely do need glasses. So
And
you
maybe
should
something else.
Yeah, you
see
do.
Hammonton Family Eye Care for that part. For
And have
routine
someone else drive you.
yeah, exactly. For routine and medical eye care for all ages, from glasses to contacts to eye exams and more. Visit Hamilton Family Eye Care at Peachtree Plaza, 80 South Whitehorse Pike in Hamilton. Call 609 567 7479 or go to hamiltonfamilyeyecare.com.
So, Joe, I was talking to Gabe because I got this news alert, and I'm like, Gabe, oh my God, you're not going to believe it. The Farmer's Almanac is not going to be published anymore. Gabe loves the Almanac. And he got very upset for a minute. He goes, let me fact check you. What happened, Gabe?
Like a lot of people, you hear the Farmer's Almanac is no longer publishing. You think of that yellow covered Farmer's Almanac that used to have the hole on it that would be on a nail in a barn or something like that. I get the old Farmer's Almanac a lot. I have purchased the other Farmer's Almanac that's now going out of business, that's been around since 1818. The old Farmer's Almanac has been around since the 1700s, and that one is still going to publish. So that the one I prefer is going to be going on. But a lot of other people like the Farmer's Almanac that had sort of an orangey cover in recent years, and that one is no longer going to publish after the 2026 issue. So it is a moment in time once again for traditional print publication that is going to go out of business, and it's not going out of business, it's just not being published anymore, and a
Yeah.
lot of people do are going to miss it. They are going to miss it.
Yeah, they've been publishing for what, 207. The 2026 edition will be their 208th year. That's incomprehensibly long, especially I think the old Farmer's Almanac I think started in 1796, I think.
Something like that.
So they're coming up on about 230. You're talking about long-standing institutions that are older than our county.
Yeah, when you look at it that way and put it into perspective, how much of this country's history have these almanacs been present for, and now it's like something that people depended on. And what they said was, look, people are getting their information in other ways. Here we are, the three of us on a podcast, and
Yeah.
and so people are not necessarily turning to almanacs anymore, just like people weren't turning to encyclopedias anymore.
Or
That
the
Or
Hammonton
information,
phone book.
I was just
yeah,
gonna
the
say book.
phone
Yeah.
books. I
Like my
think,
favorite thing that came out every year. I
yeah,
loved that.
yeah, that's a whole other time we should save for another day to talk about the Hammonton phone book. But it is that it's funny. The phone book is about the same size as the almanac.
Yes.
And I think that perfect binding and all that jazz. And it does. I don't know. I'm just a print guy. I always have been. I like the idea of flipping through an
Talking.
almanac. I enjoy it, and I'm glad the old Farmer's Almanac will be there to pick up the slack, the almanac slack that's going to be happening when Farmer's Almanac disappears.
Yeah, it was surprising to read, and I was like, I got really worried because I was like, oh man, Gabe doesn't need any more disappointment in his life. And I was very grateful to be wrong. So I will say that. You
I'm
know.
grateful too. I
Did you
was
get your 2026 Old Farmer's Almanac yet?
not yet, no, and I'm happy to say that I think they're going to be around for a while because the 2025 version was so thick that they didn't even put the circle with the hole through it in the corner.
Wow.
They seem to be doing well.
Okay.
I hope that continues.
Joe, there's something magical happening in Vineland soon, correct?
There are many magical things happening in Vineland, but I think you may be talking about the Magical Theater. Next
Yes, not the
Tuesday,
Comic Con, which is this weekend.
like I say, it's magic all over the place. Anyway, next Tuesday, November 18th, from 6 to 7 p.m., children and their families are invited to enjoy a performance of Lucky's Fall Harvest. Join Lucky the Zebra and his friends for a fall harvest where he gives out umbrellas and bananas. And the Milageni, I'm sure I mispronounced that. Mlangeni.
Do you think I give you these assignments to read off on purpose?
Yes.
Yeah, a little bit.
Milangeni Magical Theater will perform Mungamano, an East African theater blending acting, puppetry, magical illusions, folk music, and dance in traditional storytelling. And all this will take place in the community event room of the Vineland Public Library, located at 1058 East Landis Avenue in Vineland. So this sounds, and they say that it's for children ages 0 to 12 years old. So this sounds like it's going to be
Sounds
fun.
like
Again,
yeah, sounds like a fun night.
libraries are a place to go for different resources, different events, and that's why we keep highlighting our libraries.
Mm-hmm.
As well,
Yeah.
we should. They are a hub. They're a great hub for not just books, but also all media and also events like this. Where I often think, where else but the library are you going to have events like this?
Agreed.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, it's perfect.
Who doesn't love a magic show? We've seen a lot of magic shows over the years, Gabe.
for sure.
I love
It sounds
magic.
like it's going to have a lot of fun background with that whole thing with the zebra. It sounds like what kid wouldn't want to check out a zebra doing magic?
Fair. Sometimes life takes an unfortunate turn and you need someone you can rely on, and that's why Marinella Funeral Home has been serving the community for decades.
Marinello Funeral Home has been serving the community since 1962 and has been family owned and operated for 3 generations. Marinello Funeral Home provides individually designed burial, cremation, and pre planned funeral services to meet the needs of each family. Ask them about how pre planning provides true peace of mind to your family. Contact the Marinello Funeral Home, located at 102 North 3rd Street in Hammonton, at 609 561 1311.
Thank you, Gabe. So I saw on Facebook that the Atlantic County Sheriff's Office reported suspicious activity in Hammonton. And according to the post by the Atlantic County Sheriff's Office, the date of the incident was November 7th. The time of the incident, approximately 3 a.m. Location, North Washington Street in Hammonton. Incident type, theft from motor vehicle. And let's be honest, we've heard this story 1,000 times in town. On
Hmm?
November 7th at approximately 3 a.m., an unknown individual entered the shared driveway located on North Washington Street in Hammonton, where multiple vehicles were parked. The individual approached the white pickup truck, opened the rear tool cabinet, and removed tools before walking away from the area in an unknown direction. Multiple cars were also broken into recently in the general area. Please lock up your cars when you get home and take valuables inside. If you have any information on this or any other issues with theft from vehicles, please contact the Hamilton Police Department to report confidential tips and information. Phone 609 567 4300, extension 237, or call the Atlantic County Sheriff's Office 609 909 7200. Again, that's all from the post from the Atlantic County Sheriff's Office. And I just thought it was interesting that the Atlantic County Sheriff's Office posted this and not the Hamilton Police at the same time. Again, lock your cars.
Yeah, that's that simple. Lock your doors, and in this case, lock the toolbox.
Yeah. And they showed
Yeah, it doesn't.
they showed 3 images online too of the alleged perp. You got to whatever you want to call the person,
Yeah,
The
alleged
suspect.
the
perpetrator.
suspect. Yeah, yeah.
Look, and I don't mean, but they're not technically. It's thankfully they're not breaking windows and things like that. But the reality is that people leaving their cars unlocked are inviting this sort of activity to happen. It's 2025. People lock the cars in the driveway, like Joe said. Lock the toolbox, lock everything because people are obviously looking for opportunities to steal your stuff. So don't give them the ability to do that so easily. And let's lock things up, and then they'll move on to somebody else.
Yeah,
And but hopefully that other person will have their doors locked too. And at some point, that's going to stop people from coming around because they know
absolutely.
it's not going to be so easy.
Let's go back in time to Egg Harbor City and their historical society.
Okay, we can do that. Pardon me. The Egg Harbor City Historical Society's November meeting, which welcomes the public always, will take place at 7 p.m. on Monday, November 24th at the Roundhouse Museum, 533 London Avenue. There, the Historical Society will welcome the Cedar Creek High School Chorus. Music director Jim Goodrich will lead the Cedar Creek High School choruses in some holiday music, and refreshments will be served afterwards. So that sounds like that will be a lovely evening.
For sure. And it's a great setting. That Roundhouse Museum is really a neat building, and give the
Mhm.
Egg Harbor City folks credit for keeping that building going and keeping their society going.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been in there.
I don't believe I have either. I've driven by it, but I don't think I've been in it. And I've got ancestors who lived in Egg Harbor, so you'd think at some point I would have. Yeah,
You have ancestors everywhere.
I do. I am America.
You are America, Joe. That's true.
Gabe, if we wander over to another historical society, what's going on?
The Vineland Historical Society is having a discovery. They want to commemorate the discovery of Puerto Rico in 1493. This is Wednesday, November 19th, and they're focusing in on the contributions of Vineland's Puerto Rican community, which has been an integral part of the city's cultural, economic, and civic life for generations. This free event will begin at 6 p.m. at the Vineland Fire Headquarters located at 415 Plum Street. And the celebration will be co-hosted by Nadia Albazu, founder and CEO, and Dr. Wanda Abazu, educational director of the nonprofit organization Dream Builders of NJ. There will be presentations about Puerto Rican history and culture, fun activities for all ages, opportunities to share and learn about the island's vibrant traditions, and entertainment by Juan Ramos, El Trio Los Originales, Eileen Seda, Races Barincua, Luis Figueroa, along with young artist Elijah Robles Lopez, who will be painting during the event. And the attendees are also invited to help our neighbors in Jamaica, affected by Hurricane Melissa, with donations of over the counter medicines or canned food. All contributions will go directly to relief efforts for those impacted by the hurricane. For more information about the event, please contact Violent Special Events Coordinator Sheena Santiago at shsantiago at violencity.org or call 856 794 4000, extension 4169.
Thanks, Gabe. That sounds like a good time.
Absolutely, with a lot of entertainment, and I'm all about entertainment and presentations about the history and culture. This sounds like it's going to be definitely an interesting event.
Yeah, and again, Vineland just a quick ride for anyone in the Atlantic County area, right down Route 54. It's not bad. Go spend some time at a different historical society and see what's happening.
And it's nice that they were thinking about the people of Jamaica as well.
Yes,
Absolutely,
that was a
100%.
devastating hurricane. If you're on your way to Vineland, you might be passing by Bagliani's because it's a little bit of a drive, so maybe you need a snack.
Yes, and at Bagliani's Market, they always say, we treat our customers like family. With a variety of custom cut meats, farm fresh produce, delicious cheeses, a full deli, and more, Bagliani's Market has something for everyone. They are famous for their wide variety of authentic Italian specialty products. Try their Italian bread and rolls, prepared foods, and homemade pasta. Follow their social media for weekly loyalty reward promos. Bagliani's Market is located at 417 12th Street in Hammonton. Call 609 561 0693 or visit Facebook and Instagram for more information.
Thanks, Gabe. So it's almost Thanksgiving, which is traditionally always been one of my favorite holidays. And this week I wanted us to focus on our food memories with Thanksgiving, not just the other stuff that goes into the holiday, but specific food memories. Are you here for the turkey? Do you want the stuffing? Do you make something every year that you bring to some family? Joe, why don't you go first?
When we were younger, my sister Annie liked to experiment. This is when we still lived at home. She liked to
Okay.
experiment in the kitchen and is a phenomenal cook. But there were some dishes that were not repeated. I remember specifically, I don't remember how old we were, but she made this hot peanut soup that was yeah, by the look on your face, yeah. Picture hot, thin, runny, garlicky peanut butter. And
It's a choice.
it is a choice. And my grandfather, who was not known for being polite in such instances, went back for seconds. So that man enjoyed it.
Sure.
Yeah, like he did not get another bowl just to be kind. No,
Yeah,
he enjoyed
he
it.
wasn't being polite.
No, God, no. I think he was the only one, and he didn't make it again. But I'm more of a traditionalist. I don't like people messing around with the stuffing, stovetop or nothing. Annie likes putting craisins and so forth in it, and that's fine because, like I said, I don't think I've not enjoyed anything she's made, peanut soup notwithstanding, for 30 years. But that's when I think about Thanksgiving, besides the kids' table and all that, I think of the peanut soup. Yeah.
Gabe.
For me, also a traditionalist like Joe and a brand name traditionalist like Joe. Look, it's straight down the middle of the fairway. Campbell's soup, cream of mushroom soup in a green bean casserole with the onions crumbled over top, the fried type onions or the drizzled onions. And,
Hmm.
that in that sort of Pyrex dish that it comes in, that it's born in, or Cornig. Corning. I don't know. It sounds simple, but a green bean casserole to me still is a Thanksgiving staple. I don't know if it is for most people anymore, but at one point it was everywhere. And you used Campbell's cream and mushroom soup, and you used your
The
green beans.
French's fried onion things, yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. They were
Correct. And I
probably
mean,
Del Monte green beans that went in it. Yeah.
probably it was just like this was something that was on our table for decades, and I miss it. I don't get it, as much, but I do
You're
think.
getting it this year, don't worry, I already
Oh, look at that! It's a
and it'll be
Thanksgiving.
gluten-free.
It's a Thanksgiving miracle, but it's something just about the smell of the kitchen and the different things when you walk into Thanksgiving and they're cooking and you smell the different foods separately and then they blend together, don't they? All those smells into a
Mm.
wonderful just sensory experience. I don't know how everybody celebrates Thanksgiving these days, but there's something to be said for just settling in with your loved ones and enjoying some food.
I love Thanksgiving. I think it's such a different set of foods than what we normally eat, especially growing up Italian American. We ate so much Italian food, or as we just call it food, that it was nice to have a break from that into what is American food. And I remember my mother started doing a pasta course when we were doing Thanksgiving, and I'm like, "What? It's okay. We already do antipasto, which is fine. That's part of the appetizers. I can handle like a good antipasto tray. That's fine. But we don't need manigotti or stuffed shells or something like that. It was too much." And I objected. I'm like, "No. Like this we don't need this. It's too much work for us. And it's too much food." So that went away, and then came the garlic mashed potatoes. And I'm like, "Why do I have to put garlic in everything?" We already do regular mashed, and we did mashed with prosciutto and I think provolone.
What?
So that was already
In the mashed potatoes? Really?
yes, it's an amazing thing. So we had regular, we had the fancy, and we had sweet potatoes. But we
Okay.
didn't do the marshmallow sweet potatoes. We didn't need the garlic. Take the garlic out. Like we could just be Metagons for the day. That was fine with that.
Listen to you. By that
Now,
you mean
now,
Americans, I think. Metagons.
Yes.
Metagons, yeah. Now, here's the question: cranberry sauce or that delightful gelatinous thing that comes out of the ocean spray can? Because I'm all about the delightful gelatinous canister that comes out of the ocean spray can. Get out of here with cranberry relish or actual cranberries.
Yeah,
Nobody wants to see that on
you don't
Thanksgiving.
like the fresh.
Yeah.
So
You
I
like that
like the can.
satisfying can pop
Yep.
when it pops out,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then the ridges on the
You
actual
know exactly where
cranberry.
to slice. Yeah.
That's
So
great.
I like the can, but then my cousin Janice makes this really good cranberry relish thing with fresh cranberries, which I didn't know you could
Mm.
eat fresh cranberries because I thought you had to like, cook them or something. 'Cause I
No,
didn't.
they're bitter. Yeah, you can
Yeah,
eat
so
them.
like
They're just bitter
she does this cranberry relishy thing that's also very good. But if I were gonna ask which one I prefer, it's the gelatinous.
all the time. Yeah.
And then every year, for years, my mother would make corn and she would just leave it in the microwave or whatever. Oops, forgot the frozen corn. Then she started making a corn souffle, and that was great. But yeah, no, I like it to be as very basic. I don't like stovetop. My mother's stuffing will always be the best. That she did like a Pepperidge Farm thing. It was great. You pick out the little crunchies.
Oh yeah, no, my mother tried Pepperidge Farm one year and we rebelled.
Yeah,
Stovetop or nothing. Now, if Annie makes it, whatever Annie makes is going to be delicious. But for me, I'm a stovetop guy. Always
she's
have been.
making peanut stuffing this year, peanut butter stuffing.
I'll eat it. I'll eat it. It'll be good. I have no doubt that it'll be good.
I think, and then the first time Gabe came to Thanksgiving, "What are we doing now?" I'm like, "Oh, it's the candy and nut hour." And he's the what? I'm like, "Candy and nut. We clear off the dishes, we put out some candy and nuts while we get ready for dessert." He's like, "You need to get ready for dessert? Oh, we gotta clean
And
up, and we put this out so you can pick."
and there was a whole hour of this. Like they weren't kidding. We're gonna just have an hour for candy and nuts. And then, so you can imagine how long Thanksgiving went on, which was great because everyone was together. We had a good time. And then dessert
Yeah.
was like a pie per person. What do you want? It was like, that's the
Oh,
way
we
I
had to have
remember it.
ice cream cake we have to have ice cream cake for the kids. Oh, and this kid wants a chocolate cake, and you have to
Yeah,
have a pumpkin
everybody.
pie and apple pie.
It's like you got
How
your
many
own
people are at this
personal dessert.
function?
Oh, there had to be
Six,
16,
16 to
17. Yes,
22 people.
sure.
Okay, all right, because
And there was
I'm
a
like, that's
dessert
like,
like you literally could have had your own personal
Pie.
dessert,
wow.
for each person. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah, because everyone's okay. Because like, everyone brought the same thing every year when my mother hosted. She obviously doesn't host anymore, but everyone brought the same things. Janice brought her cranberry, and she brought sweet potatoes and a couple desserts, maybe something for the appetizers. Jean brought the cold cuts for the antipasto. She brought the mashed potatoes with the prosciutto and a couple of desserts. So like everybody contributed. Maybe my aunt brought cookies from the city. Like everyone brought something.
okay.
Or she brought candy, and then you get out the old nutcrackers, and you have them out there, and
Oh
maybe you
yeah.
have some those little not nectarines, clementines. Put out some clementines in the candy and nut
Mm,
hour just to brighten your palate up. Yeah, they were great. It was so many good memories. But that's what Thanksgiving. It's food memories. It's not gifts. There's no religion. It's just food.
yep. That's
Yeah, it's
exactly
a
it.
nice holiday.
But I'm trying to get in the spirit, so I've been craving good gravy and not the red sauce because I call red sauce not gravy. And so we were in New York last week visiting my mom. So we stopped at a diner and I had turkey with gravy. And I'm like, no, this gravy is not that great. So then on our way back from New York, we stopped at another diner in Jersey. I had this basically the same thing, although they made their stuffing into a waffle.
Ooh.
10 out of 10 recommend.
Yeah,
Oh,
great.
that sounds delightful.
But they did not have great gravy. And it made me say, who has the best gravy in the area or that I've had outside of like home cooked? And it's going to have to be the silver coin.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
for
it's good gravy.
fries, it's so good.
Oh Lord. Yeah. Been there. Some of my fondest memories in that joint have been forged over eating disco fries,
Yeah.
or when I was a kid and you get like the Donald Duck, which I don't even think is on the menu anymore, but that was essentially like
It might
chicken
be.
and chicken gravy and French fries. But yeah, like I could drink that by the quart. Whether
And
or not
now,
Oh,
it's the beef, their turkey, or their chicken, I just drink it by the quart.
the steak fries are back, and they're thicker, so you can really
Mm-hmm.
sop up that gravy. I think better with the steak fry.
Oh Lord, yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
so like I just think they need to whatever their recipe is or wherever they get it from, they need to like I don't know, bottle it and sell it because it is so good.
Oh, it's divine.
So you go to
Absolutely
other
divine.
diners, not the same. They may have
yeah.
the waffle stuffing, but they don't have the gravy.
I've never even heard of that. I think that is a brilliant invention.
Just go up 206, Joe, on the left. You'll enjoy it.
A stuffing
I think
waffle.
we can say it's
Oh.
the Vincenttown Diner. It's the
I couldn't remember which
Vincenttown
one it
Diner.
was. Thank you.
It's the Vincenttown Diner,
I didn't
Well,
remember
and
because
no,
it's on the
yeah,
left.
and they do a great
truthfully,
job.
any more, that's the only diner on 206 on the left-hand side because
If
Red
you're
Lion closed.
well,
So if
yeah,
you're heading up towards Trenton, yeah, that's the only one.
Yeah, I couldn't remember the name of it off the top of my head. I'm almost 50 now. Things elude me sometimes.
yeah.
What's that diner in
It's that
Vincenttown? What's it
diner
called?
in Vincenttown. What's the name of it again?
I don't know. We were coming back. It was late. I'm
Well, yeah.
tired.
I don't know. A lot of these. You're right, Joe. Though a lot of these diners have gone by the wayside. Let's face it.
Yeah,
So patronize your local diner because
Their gravy.
if you like it, make sure it's going to be there. I think any business that you like, go to that business and support it. You want
yeah.
to keep it in business, that's the way to do it.
Get a pumpkin pie and a thing of gravy. You'll be set from the
Make it a
court.
night.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's funny, guys. Oh.
Yeah.
If you're building a new home or renovating your property and you notice that your septic needs some work, we recommend calling Demeglio Septic and Quality Sanitation.
Yes, because Demeglio Septic and Quality Sanitation are here for a variety of services, including septic pump out, grease trap service, high pressure jetting, portable toilets, and more. Call 609-561-3597 or go to demeglioseptic.com for Demeglio Septic, or call 609-561-4666 for quality sanitation. Experience the Demeglio difference, a promise of superior service, quality, and reliability.
Thank you, Gabe. Excuse me. Thank you, Joe. See, I forgot who you were.
That's
That's
it.
it.
First the Vincent
What
Town Diner, and now this.
what are you gonna do?
Ooh.
I'm not perfect. Gabe, there's a career fair coming up for young adults.
Yes, that's right, Gina. The New Jersey Department of Community Affairs is letting people know that college students and recent grads earning a living and living to do good can be achieved with one government service job. Join us at the Career Connection Fair to learn about government service open positions, network with state, local, and NGO leadership, and receive a free professional headshot. For
Hmm.
details and registration, go to careerfair.nj.gov. And this is going to
Wow.
be Tuesday, November 18th from 10 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. at the Atlantic City Convention Center. For details and to register, again, careerfair.nj.gov.
I think that's going to be really special. And they're going to be doing, I think, headshots, which is great. Like you said, you need that now for LinkedIn. Again, working in the government sector or an NGO, I kind of work in the nonprofit world. It's very rewarding. It has a good balance for your work and for your personal life. As someone who volunteers a lot, I highly recommend go check it out and see what's happening.
Yeah, just for virtue of a free headshot alone,
Fair.
that's an awful lot of
Yeah.
money that you're saving. Go there, see what's there, and the posts looked like it was tied in with just about all of the community colleges in New Jersey. Go. I can't stress that enough.
Yeah, it's you're helping yourself. That's the
Yeah.
thing. You're helping your own cause by going, learning about some new things, and who knows, it could lead to a whole career.
The days are getting colder, although it didn't feel like it a little bit on the part of the weekend, but they are. And the Atlantic County Library in Hammonton is rising to meet the occasion with a request for Snuggle Tree donations occurring from November 24th through December 20th. It says, help us fill our snuggle tree by donating warm winter items like scarves, hats, and gloves to those in need this holiday season. The Atlantic County Library is located on Egg Harbor Road right here in Hammonton. Again, the government shutdown is currently still underway. There's a lot of needs, and by donating things like scarves, hats, and gloves, you're filling in gaps for people who need assistance. Again, they could be for men, women, or children. If you have extra pair of gloves, if you see them on sale in Walmart, Target, wherever you may be, if you can afford it, pick up an extra pair and drop it off to the library and help out someone who needs it.
Yeah. And this just drives home again the point from earlier about the importance of libraries, that their services go far beyond simply lending out books and materials.
Yeah, have you guys heard of this snuggle tree before? This is a new term to me, so I think it's a neat idea. I know I've heard of giving trees and things of that nature. So this is a nice way to hit home as the weather grows colder. That people are in need. They need things that are warm to carry them through these winter months. So I
Yeah.
like the
No,
idea of
I
a
love the idea.
snuggle tree.
I never heard of it, but I'm embracing it.
Yeah, I this is the first time I'm hearing the term either, but it sounds adorable.
Gabe, get a sip of water and make sure you're well moisturized because it is time for the Rock House Townhouse Community Calendar, and there is a lot happening.
And there is a lot happening. The Rocco's Townhouse, Gina, has prides themselves on being a spot where everyone can meet and eat. Delicious appetizers, entrees, burgers, and more, along with a full bar and plenty of craft beers on tap. Remember, everyone meets at the Townhouse, 21 North 3rd Street in Hammonton. Call them at 609 561 9384 or visit roccostownhouse.com. And then here we are with the Rocco's Townhouse Community Calendar. Tis the season to be busy. Come to Rocco's after checking out some of these events. There's two holiday craft shows coming up. One is on Saturday. They're both on Saturday, November 15th. Kick off your holiday shopping with not one but two local craft shows happening right here in Hammonton from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. The Sunshine Foundation Holiday Craft Show at Victory Bible Church, 816 South Lake Harbor Road. We'll have handmade crafts, jewelry, candles, toys, and baked goods, all to help make dreams come true for Ava, a 6-year-old with Down syndrome who hopes to meet her favorite characters at Disney World. And from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., the East Elmtown Holiday Craft Show at the East Elmtown Clubhouse, 114 Oak Avenue, will have pottery, weaving, crochet, baked goods, and more, plus live craft demos and light refreshments. Admission is free. Disney's Aladdin at the Broadway Theater of Pittman will be Saturday, November 22nd. Take a magic carpet ride with your family to the Broadway Theater of Pittman for a musical adventure featuring Aladdin, Jasmine, and the Genie. Perfect for kids ages 2 to 9. Showtimes are 10 a.m. and 1 p.m., and tickets are just $10. Call 856-384-8381 for details or visit the theater's website to purchase. And finally, eat your feelings and Emo's Giving at the Petaline, Saturday, November 22nd from 7:30 to 10 p.m. Get ready to scream, sing, and relive your emo glory days this Thanksgiving season at the Petaline, 418 Raritan Avenue in Waterford. Don't Tell Scotty will be blasting 2000s anthems from Fall Out Boy, Paramore, Taking Back Sunday, and Dashboard Confessional. Tickets are $11.50 because crying and moshing never go out of style. More information about these happenings can be found online. So there you go. That's the Rocco's Townhouse community calendar for this week.
I think the pedal line is the old Echo carpet, and I think it's upstairs based on when I went to Google Maps and I put the address in.
Okay. Yeah, there used to be a dance company up there, I think.
Yeah. So again, I am not an emo music person, but there's a billion people who are. Have fun.
Nice. Good
I'm
stuff.
more of a craft fair person. My mom and I used to spend almost every Saturday from Thanksgiving to Christmas going to craft fairs.
Oh my.
Nice.
Oh yes, there you'll yeah. But we used to do it. It was our thing. Do a lot of shopping. It was good.
Okay.
So
Nothing wrong with that.
no, nothing wrong with it at all.
No.
Joe, if we are going to the emo concert, would this be the right place to wear our Oddcast T-shirt?
Oh, whether you're going to the emo concert, whether you're going to a craft fair, absolutely. That's where you represent your love for the Oddcast because obviously we have mugs, we have tumblers, magnets, hats, and we have plenty of T-shirts, including our exclusive Italian sorbet and in my Oddcast era designs. And we've got it all, and you can find it all at jersey-oddcast.printify.me.
Thanks, Joe. Let's stay with Thanksgiving, guys. What food belongs on your Thanksgiving table? Which one has to be there? Is it the stuffing, the mashed potatoes, the cranberry sauce, or the mac and cheese? Which of those four must be on the Thanksgiving table? And then cranberry sauce canned with the ridges. Pick only one.
Oh, this is like Sophie's Choice dinner edition. What are you doing to me here?
It's
Oh,
really Sophie's Choice.
That's a
I
little
don't
bit much.
think you might be awfulizing there just a little
stuffing.
bit.
Stuffing
Traumas.
must be there. 100% stuffing must be there. Anything
In
else is negotiable.
Gabe?
in honor of Joe, I'll say the canned cranberry sauce. Okay, right out of the can.
For me, it is definitely not mac and cheese. Mac and cheese is not a holiday food. Maybe Easter, but it's definitely not Thanksgiving food.
Yes, it is.
So what do you want?
I'm going to say stuffing too, but it has to be crunchy stuffing with
Oh,
little
crunch.
crunchy bits.
Yeah, I like my stuffing soft.
Yeah,
I don't like.
and drowned in gravy so that
Yeah,
when you mix it together, it's like a soup.
it's
A
good
peanut
stuff.
butter
Or,
soup.
or like a spread for the sandwich, the turkey sandwich the next day.
Okay, vote. Let us know what you think, and we'll have some discussions. But not mac and cheese. That's all I have to say.
I
Wow.
disagree.
Oh,
Not Kraft, yes, but baked mac and cheese, yeah. But stuffing
Mm,
is the one that needs to be there. Yeah.
for sure. We all love stuffing.
Maybe your business needs a dumpster on a regular basis, or maybe you're doing a house clean out or renovation and you have need of a dumpster. We recommend calling United Roll Off.
If you're looking for fast, reliable dumpster service, call United Roll-Off Service and Recycling LLC. Family owned by the Grasso family and proudly serving South Jersey since 1999. 3 generations strong, United Roll-Off is your local solution for household cleanouts, construction debris, concrete, and yard waste. with 11, 20, and 30-yard dumpsters ready when you need them. Serving Hammonton and all of Atlantic, Burlington, Camden, Cumberland, and Gloucester counties, they've got the size, service, and local touch you can trust. Visit them at 735 Wiltsey's Mill Road, Hammonton, or call 609-561-8287 to get started today. United Roll-Off, local, loyal, and ready to haul.
Thanks, Gabe. This week's Oddcast Odd Fact is dedicated to the men and women who served because this episode is coming out on Veterans Day, even though you may be listening to it after that. And we want to pay tribute to 3 remarkable veterans from New Jersey whose stories deserve to be remembered. Let's start with a name most of us have seen every time we cross the water but may not know much about: Major General George Washington Goethals. That's right, the Goethals, the man behind the bridge. He graduated from West Point back in 1880 and went on to become one of America's greatest engineers. He led the first Army Corps of Engineers during the Spanish-American War and later took on a small project you might have heard of, the Panama Canal. And later on, he came back and was named state engineer by New Jersey's own governor, Walter Edge, with a salary of $10,000 that, according to my research, is about $200,000 in today's money. But he wasn't done working for President Wilson. He convinced Edge to release Goethals to serve as acting quartermaster general of the United States, fixing the broken military supply chain that had sparked congressional investigation. And when the 1920s came around, Goethals became the first chief engineer of the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey, where he built the bridge that still carries his name today, a structure that, in true New Jersey fashion, connects peoples, places, and history. And we're going to jump forward a little bit to another remarkable New Jerseyan, Jack McGreevey, a U.S. Marine Corps veteran, drill instructor, and lifelong advocate for veterans and their families. He was born in Jersey City to Irish immigrant parents. His father, Michael, served as a city police officer, and that sense of duty clearly ran in the family. Jack served in the Marines from 1945 to 48 and again from 50 to 51, covering both World War II and the Korean War eras. He came not known just for his service, but for his dedication long after the uniform came off. He worked as a legislative aide for State Senator Joseph Vitale, Assembly Speaker Craig Coughlin, and Assemblywoman Yvonne Lopez, championing veterans issues right up until his passing in 2022. He's also the father of former Governor Jim McGreevey, but to most who knew him, Jack was just the Marine who never stopped serving others. And finally, let's go back to the Civil War to Assemblyman Samuel H. Cavalier of Port Republic, right here in South Jersey. At just 23 years old, Cavalier was a mariner off the coast of Charleston when Fort Sumter fell in 1861. He returned home and enlisted in the 4th New Jersey Infantry, fighting in many of the key battles with the Army of the Potomac. He was captured in 1862 by the Confederate forces and imprisoned in Virginia. He suffered starvation and disease. When he was finally released, he didn't quit. He re-enlisted, fought again, was seriously wounded at the Third Battle of Winchester, leaving his left arm permanently impaired. He served until the end of the war. Then, at just 29, he was elected Atlantic County Sheriff and served 2 terms in the Jersey General Assembly. Sadly, his story ended in 1876 when a ship he captained off the coast of Atlantic City was lost in a storm. He was only 38, but in his short life, he managed to be a soldier, a survivor, a public servant, and a true New Jersey original. And that's your Oddcast Odd Fact for the week.
How does Cavalier spell the last name?
Cavileer.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that is an old name in that parts that's still around.
Yeah.
Yeah. There have been Cavaliers around Port Republic, Smithville area, Lord, probably, I believe, since the Revolution.
Long time.
I just thought that was
Long
super
time name.
interesting. Joe, what is the weather going to be like for the rest of the week?
Since you asked, it sounds like it is time for the Oddcast forecast, according to the app on my smartphone, and sponsored by Ben Castone Landscaping. Call Ben Castone for all your landscaping needs at 609-561-3452. They're here to keep your yard looking great no matter what the season, and this year, Ben Castone Landscaping is celebrating its 25th anniversary. Ben Castone thanks his customers, family, and friends for all their support and is looking forward to many more years of service. And you were correct. Yes, we had a bit of a warm-up over the weekend and a bit of a cool down Monday and today, but we're looking to even out with regular mid-November temperatures. Wednesday's high is going to be 56 with a low of 39. Thursday's high is going to be 56 with a low of 34. And Friday's high is going to be 57 with a low of 34 and intervals of clouds and sun throughout the day each day.
Should be good. We can make
Yeah,
it work.
absolutely.
It's
Yeah,
Sounds good.
November weather.
it is November
Yeah.
weather. That's what you expect. Monday was it was a little bit breezy. The winds of November came early. It was November 10th, so like that was
Yeah.
November
Yeah.
10th. Do we know what is the anniversary?
The Marine Corps?
Marine Corps.
Yes, it is the Marine Corps. It is also the anniversary of the original charter of Queens College, which turns into Rutgers under William Franklin. But I was thinking November 10th is also the 50th anniversary of the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Oh, look at that. 50 years.
Yeah, 50 years.
So 250 for the Marine Corps and 50 years for the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Mm-hmm.
A haunting song if ever I heard one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we must be conjuring up shipwrecks between Cavalier and the Edmund Fitzgerald. That's interesting.
I don't
Yeah.
even know what that is.
You know what
What?
it is. It's a song.
Does anyone know where the love of God goes when the wave turns the minutes to hours? Nothing?
John Denver?
No, not John
You're fired.
Denver.
No, not John Denver, not Billy Joel. No.
It's not Billy Joel. It doesn't sound like a Billy Joel song.
Oh, my.
Tell
What
her
is it? A
who it
military song?
is.
What is the Edmund
Joe,
Fitzgerald?
tell her who it is and tell her what the song's about. Come on.
Oh Lord, the song it was in Lake Superior, I think, Lake
Okay.
Michigan. There was it was a wreck. It was a ship. They were loaded for bear. They were covered with 20 some thousand tons of iron ore, and the artist's name, of course, is escaping me.
Gordon Lightfoot.
It's Gordon
Gordon
Lightfoot.
Lightfoot.
I
Yes.
can Google, yeah.
It's
Yes,
Gordon Lightfoot.
Gordon Lightfoot. It's a classic song. He sings the whole tale of the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. It's a haunting tale. I've never heard
It's
it,
like it's almost
listen
like a
to it.
shanty kind of
Yeah,
song, and it
I
tells the
enjoy a
story
good
of how
shit.
you'll love the song. You're going to learn something this week. You'll listen to the song, and the song tells you it's a story song that tells you literally how this ship breaks up at sea. Not at
yeah,
sea, on the lake, but Great Lakes.
Lake Superior is pretty big.
Yeah.
yeah. It's bigger than many seas. Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
Superior.
check it out.
Yeah, I don't know this. I don't know the song. I don't know the history. I don't even know who Edmund Fitzgerald was that we named a boat after him.
But
You know what
50
I
years
mean?
ago this week, November 10th.
Yeah, you could still the news broadcast from when it happened is still available on YouTube. So
Yeah.
it's a recent occurrence, 50 years. But
1975, I think should be like the 40s, not the
Yeah.
70s.
It's a long time ago, but the
yeah,
song is once you listen to the song, it has the virtue of you can never unlisten. If that's a weird way of
no,
saying it. It's
no,
something you once you've heard it, you can never unhear that song. It's a
it stays
very
with you.
yeah, it sticks with you. It's
Yeah,
a great tune.
Gordon Lightfoot. I don't even know if I know a lot of his other songs.
He's
I'm
just
yeah.
gonna
from
have
that
to.
singer songwriter era of
Yeah,
the 70s.
I'll have to. I'll give it a listen. I will depress myself and listen to that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
We'll see what happens. But if you want to listen to past episodes of the Jersey Oddcast, or you're looking for a way just to keep up with us, feel free to visit jerseyoddcast.com. You can find all of our episodes wherever you find your favorite podcast. Maybe that's Spotify, maybe that's Apple Podcasts, maybe it's Podbean, and always on YouTube. You can also check out our social media: Facebook, Instagram, and Bluesky for short videos, fun graphics, and all kinds of other information. If you want to email us, jerseyoddcast@gmail.com. Otherwise, we hope you have a wonderful week. We'll see you next time for more chaos, community, and commentary, because someone's got to do it. Have a fantastic week.
Have a great week, everybody.
Take care.